time for Community Matters, a service of TCB Broadcasting, and it's sponsored by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia, Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton. Now let's see what's happening in our community with host Tony Doc Wardlaw.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc, and I'm happy to have you back with us on this beautiful Wednesday morning. How beautiful it is outside. It's a good day to be a part of our great community. And I'm so thankful this morning to have in the studio with us one of the great, I want to say legends or just heroes. In fact, she's an angel right here in our own community for over the last 35 years. It's none other than the one and the only, Miss Frances Magnolias Day. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Well, to our listeners, she's very soft-spoken, but don't let that fool you. She is full of love and vibrancy, and she's been doing it a long time. It's good to have you with us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, Miss Frances, you have the Southern Magnolia. Can you just tell us what that is, and then I'd like to know how it got started.
Well, it's a personal care home. It's like keeping the elderly that can't defend for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it got started with my brother.
Okay.
Coming home from service, he retired.
Mm-hmm.
Had nothing to do. So he added on to my house.
Okay.
He had 10 bedrooms,
Wow.
5 baths, and 2 living rooms.
So he just had nothing to do, so he just came home and said, I'll just add on to my sister's house.
Then he started inviting the older people that he knew. And some of them come with their clothes.
Oh, wow. If they come with clothes, that means they're going to stay a while.
Stay. And Mr. Robinson, God bless his soul, he dead and gone.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the first to come.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so your brother, he comes in from the military.
Right.
Where had he been stationed?
Spain.
Okay, so he comes in from Spain, and this is 35 years ago?
Uh-huh, and he was retired.
Okay.
So he just retired and started working on my house.
And 10 bedrooms?
10 bedrooms.
And 5
bathrooms.
Wow.
And 2 living rooms.
Okay, and just started inviting people to come over.
Right. He knew all the elderly people that wasn't married, like the men's.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have dinner for them. He would cook for them.
Wow.
And they would come over.
And all this happened in your house?
Right. And I would come home from work.
Mm-hmm.
And I would join in and eat, too.
Why not, if the food is ready?
So somebody reported us to the state.
Oh.
And the state come to lock me up.
Oh, wow.
For opening a care home without a license.
Without a license.
I never opened a care home. So I
Right.
started laughing.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy said, this is not a laughing matter. He had a sheriff with him.
Mm-hmm.
He had defects with him.
Wow.
And most of the people come from the sheriff department.
And so,
And
So,
defects.
so he brought the sheriff with him, defects.
They had
but,
brought a client.
but the sheriff that he brought with him had brought some of the people to live in your house. Wow.
So it was kind of confusing. I kept laughing. And he got upset. And he said, well, we're going to arrest you.
Mm.
And he went out to make a phone call. And he come back. He said, how much money do you charge them a month?
Mm-hmm.
I said, nothing. He
Wow.
said, huh? Some of them had been there 3 years.
Wow.
And he asked them. They said nothing. So I wasn't liable for charging them any money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't guilty of opening a care home.
Opening a care home. You had just opened your home to people to
Right.
come and stay.
Mm-hmm. And then he found out that the state brought some, the sheriff brought some. So
my God.
he decided that he would help me open it.
Wow.
So they got together and helped me open it.
And so they helped you get a license with the
They
state.
helped me get a license with the state.
And that's how you got started.
Right. That's how I got started.
Wow, outstanding. What a
Because
story.
you're supposed to have a degree in health.
Mm-hmm.
I had no degree in health.
Wow.
So they changed the law
Mm-hmm.
first. And then I opened a home.
This is outstanding. And so you went from on your way to jail.
To a person to get home.
Outstanding.
So it has been fun
Mm-hmm.
because most of these people I grew up with as a child,
Yes, ma'am.
and they come in and they just pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a mother
Yeah.
taking care of daughter taking care of mother.
Wow. Now, over the years, the persons you've had in the home, have they all been men or men and women?
No, men and women.
Okay.
We had Pauline Anderson, she's deceased now.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Faber Anthony, she's deceased.
Wow.
Mr. Robinson. Now, these people stayed with me like 12 years before they died.
And so they stayed with you. They didn't have families, or you just took
They
them in and
had
took care
some
of
families and some of them didn't have family.
them? Okay.
But they wouldn't go stay with family
They wanted
after
to
they
stay.
stayed there.
Wow. And so the house is broken down. You've got 10 bedrooms.
10 bedrooms.
Is that in addition to your bedroom, or?
That's dope. It's 10 bedrooms in the whole entire house.
Okay.
And it's 5 bathrooms
Mm-hmm.
and it's 2 living rooms
Okay.
and 2 dining rooms and a kitchen.
I imagine that kitchen stays pretty busy.
Oh, it stays busy. Yeah,
All right. So how long have you been open?
35 years.
35 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is truly one of our hidden treasures then.
Mm-hmm.
Over the years, can you remember about how many persons you've had?
Yes, I have had 35.
Oh, wow. 35.
35.
Now, I think I read somewhere where you also did some foster care.
Yes. I
And
fostered and I adopted.
Wow.
There is, in my home right now, there is 14 people, and none of them related to me. But I have grand that I adopted, adopted girls. They had children. So I have 2 girls,
Okay.
granddaughters there,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a daughter there. So we kind of cried.
Wow.
We take up the 10 bedroom.
No, I'm sure you do. So, you've been in business for 35 years. You fostered, I think I read 21
One
children at one time.
At one time.
Oh, my goodness.
That's how it come about the older people, because I had the 10 bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
DFACS knew it. So they crowded them out.
So they crowded them out. They was like, we're going to fill these rooms up.
And those kids, I went to work that Saturday. I worked for the smallest funeral home.
Okay.
And I went to work, and I come back home off a funeral. They had cut up my furniture and tore up my house.
The kids did?
They got into a fight.
Oh, wow.
So we separated the children. I adopted 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest went back to the state.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. I guess I'm a little in awe when I'm looking at you, because you're not a big woman,
No.
but and you're soft spoken, but you seem to have a handle on all of this.
Well, it somehow it just works itself out.
Mm-hmm.
My steps is ordered by the Lord.
My God.
They truly is ordered by the Lord, because this is not my plan.
Wow.
My plan was to put my Social Security check on a card and travel.
That sounds like a good plan.
But I have had a chance to travel.
You have had a chance to travel.
Right.
In fact, when you say your steps are ordered by the Lord, that is your main scripture.
Truly. Because it's true. I planned nothing. Nothing did I plan. Not even down to the policy and procedure of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody planned it for me.
And put it together.
Right. So it was just ordered by the Lord.
Wow. Wow. And for 35 years you've been doing this. Are you tired?
No,
And-
it's nothing to be tired for. I I go to bed when they go to bed, and I get up when they get up.
Wow.
And we eat and laugh and talk and enjoy one another.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Miss Frances Magnolias Day. She is indeed a community angel, and I'm just enjoying the conversation. We're going to take a break, and then after we take a break, we're going to come back and talk to you more about the future of Southern Magnolia
Right.
and some of the other things that you've been able to do over the years. We'll be right back right after these messages.
We don't need a calendar to tell us that summer is here. Just go outside and you'll know it's getting hot, hot, hot. This is Anthony J. with Todd Paget Housing Center, and we're inviting you to beat the heat in one of our beautiful homes from Southern Energy Homes, Cavalier, Clayton, Deer Valley, Live Oak, or Scott Built. We build all of our homes a lot more energy efficient than they would have normally come. So stop by Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton, Georgia, and pick out your energy savings dream home from our massive selection. Todd Paget Housing Center, all of your housing solutions under one roof.
Smarter, not harder. Here at Vidalia Federal, we are all about that phrase as we strive to make your life easier. No more drowning in paperwork or being interrogated over the idea of buying a house. Getting a home loan should be an enjoyable, simple process, not a daunting task. This is Julia McKenzie with Vidalia Federal Savings Bank, and I am here to make the mortgage process easy and simple. Come see me at the Vidalia branch on Jackson Street to talk about your next home purchase or refinance. I look forward to serving you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc, Tony Wardlaw, and I'm here, and so happy to have you all with us this morning. I hope that you are enjoying the show as much as I am. We have in the studio with us the one and the only, an angel in real life, Miss Frances Magnolias Day. Good to have you again. I'm just sitting here. I know you're wondering, like, why is the Doc looking at me like this? Because it's rare that you get to see someone with a heart like yours who just walks according to what God puts in front of her, and you just help people.
That's true. Because I was raised in a household of 14 children.
Oh, wow.
My mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
And we was taught to share
Mm-hmm.
and to understand the other one's need. So just go with us.
Yeah, it has become a lifestyle. You know, recently you received an award,
Right.
the Annie R. Jackson Humanitarian Service Award, for your contribution to our community. You received that at the Riel Worldwide Gala.
Right.
And it was a night for the
yes.
stars, right?
Beautiful night.
How do you feel about receiving that award?
I felt great, although it was nothing I've done so good,
Mm-hmm.
but it was great to know that someone cared.
Wow, wow. Have you put your trophy up?
Oh,
or?
yes, it's in view. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Everybody come in, they see it. Yeah.
That's excellent. So what's next for Southern Magnolia? I mean, you've put in 35 years. Where do we
Well-
go from here?
Everybody's waiting on me to retire
Okay.
because I'm 77 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I have nieces
Mm-hmm.
that has come into the business somewhat,
Okay.
and they're coming out of Atlanta, so they're gonna make it what would say Atlanta have an office.
Oh, they're
Augusta
going to expand
and
it.
Vidalia.
Okay. They're going to expand
So-
it into different areas.
Right, so they have opened theirs in Atlanta and in
Okay.
Augusta.
Okay.
Now they got this one in Vidalia.
And you're easing your way out.
Well, right.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, serving the elderly and the foster, that's not all you do there.
No.
I found out something else. You feed everybody.
But,
Wow.
well, when the COVID come by,
Mm-hmm.
people elderly people had nowhere to get food from.
Okay.
So I started cooking for them. And I cooked every Sunday,
Mm.
a Sunday meal.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody come eat. Now I can't quit it. I cook every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday. And everybody come by to get it.
Come one, come all.
Come one, come all. Child, grown up, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The doc can come.
Till
The
we
doc-
run, the doc
The
can
doc
come.
can come and get something to eat.
Make sure we don't run out.
Said doc better be early, huh?
I'm telling you.
So, what time do you start serving?
We start serving at 12 and be through about 1 o'clock.
If not earlier.
Not early. Because of how many people's come through the door.
Oh my goodness. What are you having this Sunday?
Well, we have an oxtail.
Oh
And
man.
God, they going to be there early.
Oh my goodness.
We have an oxtail and a stew beef, rice and collard greens and cornbread.
Wait a minute. Okay.
And of course, the pound cake and the key lime.
Mm. And all of this is homemade?
All this is homemade and all of it's free.
And all of it is free. Oxtails for free?
Uh-huh. Well, let's say,
How do you manage
Okay.
this? How do you
since the stores that cannot freeze food, you notice they have free meat
Mm-hmm.
that's not frozen. They can only keep it 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
Then they have to give it out.
Oh.
So they give it to me. And I put it in the freezer. I have a freezer room with 6 freezers in it. And we go from there. And as we build it up, we cook it up.
This is outstanding. Wonderful. And so every Sunday.
Every Sunday. Every
Okay.
Sunday.
Well, you might see the Y101 crew there.
You welcome.
We love to eat around here.
You are welcome.
And so you have to, I imagine around 11:30 or so, you've got a line outside your,
Just about.
wow.
Right.
And so the food is donated. Do you have it in to-go trays or?
We have takeout trays. All takeout trays. And we have lemonade and tea. But you must bring your own cup.
Okay. Okay. That's the least we can do. Wow.
Right.
And so you do that every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
I understand you also have a clothing giveaway.
We give away clothes. If there's clothes that's given to us that we can't wear or use, we give it away. We got
Wow.
shoes we give away. And I do mean pretty shoes, nice shoes.
Do you have any openings if someone wanted to come and stay now? Are there any openings?
I am full.
You have a waiting list, I imagine.
I am full.
I imagine you keep a waiting list.
Right.
Wow.
So, I don't have any more room.
Okay. Okay. Now, where are you located?
405 Thompson Street, that A.
405 Thompson Street, and that is in Vidalia, Georgia. And you've been there for 35 years.
35 years.
If someone wanted to call and see what the menu for Sunday was, what would they do?
Call area code
Mm-hmm.
912-3650.
Mm-hmm. Give me that number again.
Area code 912-326-3250.
Uh-huh. Okay. 3250. And that's the number they would call
Right.
if they want to know what Sunday's menu is.
Mhm.
Okay. If someone wanted to volunteer, how would they go about doing that?
Just come by and ask one of the girls there.
Mm-hmm.
Could they volunteer doing certain things? We have a guy that bring ice on Sunday.
Okay.
And he brings the ice every Sunday.
Every Sunday. Do you have people who help prepare the
Yeah,
meals?
we have
or?
guys that come in and help cook it. If we barbecue, here's a man that barbecue all the ribs.
Wow.
And the lady makes potato salad. And it's a lot of help.
Mm-hmm. And do you take donations?
Yeah, we take donation, whatever donation, and we decide to set donation for your brothers.
That's excellent.
So any donation will be passed on to them.
Wow. Outstanding. Now, do you have a website?
Yes, Nah, you should ask me.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. They can go to our website to find
Right.
your
Oh,
website.
okay.
We'll put it on there as well
right.
as your number. This has been phenomenal. Miss Francis, you are truly a blessing to our community. This is what Community Matters is all about.
Right.
You're one of those hidden treasures, and we're just grateful that we have you here to make such a contribution and a difference in our community.
Right.
So from all of us, we want to say thank you.
Right.
And we pray God's blessings upon you. I mean, 77 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, you're still just the picture of health and vibrant. We just thank God for you.
Right.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, any final words you want to say to our listening audience? Anything you want to share?
Okay, for Sunday dinner, make sure that you're there for 12 o'clock. Okay.
That's excellent. Well, we appreciate you again, and just thank you for all you do. Certainly, we want to thank Ms. Robin Crabb, our GM, for being here and helping to engineer the show. Thank you, Ms. Dorothy Davis, who puts all of this on our website.
Right.
Again, you can go to our website, tcbbroadcasting.com. That's tcbbroadcasting.com. And there you can actually see the show and take a look at get a visual of Miss Frances May Lois Day. You can also find her website there as well, and give her a call. Better get there early, though. Those oxtails are going to go fast.
I'm telling you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being with us on this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc. Come back again on next week, and we'll do this all over again. I just thank God for this community, and I thank God for you. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Community Matters with host Tony Doc Wardlaw, sponsored by Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton and by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia. Tune in again next week to see what is happening in our community on Community Matters, a service of TCB Broadcasting.